Well, hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Sweets Stampin' Creations, where creativity knows no bounds. If you love the art of card making or just want to explore a fun, crafty hobby, you are in the right place, my friends. I am Caron Bailey. I am your independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I am also known as the ATX Stampin' Lady, and I'm inviting you to come on into my craft room and into the craft room, DA. All right? So you guys, tonight, let me go ahead. There was no plan to go live, so this is completely off the cuff. We are gonna wing it. On Thursday night, I was scheduled to present what was I gonna do? The case the catalog. I started a new job, and so because of that, I am totally off kilter. My schedule's not set, so I'm a little off. But besides that, so I decided I was gonna come live tonight, and we're gonna do a little chat and catty on Saturday. I hope you guys can join me. Tonight I'm working with the hang and ornament bundle that's in the catalog. Hold on a second, I forgot to put everything on Do Not Disturb. That's what I get for that. All of a sudden everybody's pinging at me. Hold on, there we go. Anyway, so we are excited about working with this bundle. This is in the annual catalog, and I have that with me. It's a very simple set. It's and I'll share with you the details regarding the bundle when I get to it. So I am going to case the catalog tonight, and then I'm going to try to just create from projects that I've seen throughout on Pinterest or wherever. So I'm going to try to go ahead and do that. So I have nothing prepared, nothing ready. And so I'm just ready to dive right in, and let's get ready to go, you guys. So Hang and Ornament is on page 44 of the September to December mini catalog. Okay. It is a photopolymer set, and it does come with dies, coordinating dies, and this is, the bundle itself is $29.50. So it is a reasonably priced bundle. So you do get there's 9 stamps in the bundle, and then there's 12 dies in the die set as well. So I'm excited to start with this. Most of the projects that I've seen are relatively the same, but you know what? We're going to make it the same. We're going to make it different, right? So I'm going to work with, obviously I'm going to create, well, not obviously. I am going to create this stamp set, right? This set. Oh, I didn't grab the embossing folder. And I'm also going to, maybe I'm going to make a couple of ornaments. I'm not sure. And then I'm going to probably try to go a little bit off the cuff and see what else I can create. So I am going to change, I'm going to, if you saw earlier in the week, Stampin' Up's challenge for the month is colors. And so I have chosen several colors, and they don't necessarily appear to work together, but I like them. So I'm going to kind of stay, this is the only one that's a little bit off. So I'm working with Coastal Cabana, Balmy Blue, and this is Night of Navy. So these are the colors that's going to be in my, what's this thing called? Oh, in my ornaments, my little baubles that I'm going to make. And then from there, we're going to see where we end up, and we're going to work from there. I don't know. You know what? The other good thing about this bundle is, guys, if you're wanting to send something to someone as a gift for Christmas or a little tag, you can create an ornament, right? And on the back, to your just put Christmas 2024. It'll be a gift for them, or you can make a whole set and do different colors. My sister, or previously, we would do colors for the holidays. So if I was going to do like a purple Christmas, then I could bring out all of the Stampin' Up different purples and gift a set in all of the purples. So that's just another idea of how to work with this bundle. But I am definitely going to work with this card. I'm not sure if I'm going to try this one, but we'll see. And then I'm going to play it off the cuff and see what else. So as always, if there's something that you see that I'm working with in these videos, go ahead and shop on my online store and use the month's host code. For every purchase that's made in my stamp set, in my online store, you get entered into the drawing to win my shoppers giveaway, and that's pulled in the next month. So every order that's placed in October, the first Saturday generally in November, in the month following, is when I will do the drawing. I just did the drawing for this month, for September. I just did it this month. So if you're wanting to see what some of the prizes are that my winners win, you should check out that video, and I'll put a link to it here as well as in my YouTube description. But every single order will receive a thank you gift from me. And guys, while you're watching it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then also don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. I am on Pinterest. I am on Instagram. I do have a TikTok page. I'm not too big on that. Don't forget to follow and my newsletter, or sign up for my newsletter, and also to follow my blog. All right, let's get ready to get started. So as we can see from the image, we're gonna need some pieces of this cardstock, right? Or each of them. And I'm just gonna cut a little piece, and what I'm gonna do, there is a die, right? And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that I cut a small enough, or maybe a big enough, depending on how you phrase it, right? Piece that will accommodate the stamp and die, or the die. Where did I put? Here we go. So I started a new job this week. Oh yes, I did. And so I'm a little bit discombobulated in terms of my time. I seem to be tired when I get home a lot faster. I don't know. I'm no longer like less than 10 minutes away from my home. My job is no longer less than 10 minutes away from the house, so I have to travel to downtown, and navigating traffic is it's not something I really like, but it is what it is, right? Now I could definitely line this up in the trimmer and all that stuff as far as cutting this, but I'm not doing that. This will just be a scrap sheet that I will end up using in the future as well. Oops, I have adhesive on this somehow. I have to clean these. Oh, this is from cutting my my double-sided tape there. All right, and then I'm gonna just cut another piece from the Coastal Cabana. This isn't gonna involve some heat embossing, because we do need to get that white, the white on there. All right, so let's just cut our pieces here. All right. So now I'm just going to heat emboss our images onto these 3 panels. And by the way, if you're wanting to do measurements, this is a piece that is 2 3/4 by 3 inches. Okay, So 2 3/4 by 3 inches should be enough to die cut this particular image in the set. Okay. All right, so let me grab my white embossing powder because we're going to need that. Okay, I'm going to need my block, and I'm grabbing a Stampin' Up. What block is this? It says it on there, what size they are. This is a D block, so I'm grabbing a Stampin' Up D block. And I'm going to stamp 2 of one and 1 of the other. One of the images is with leaves. Well, they're both with leaves. And this one is a paper pumpkin block. All right. So I'm going to reach for my Versamark. What I'm doing right now is just conditioning my stamps. And to do that is kind of just getting any of the remnants from the manufacturing process off of there, and maybe get some of the oils off as well. So I'm going to have 2 of the more outliney type images. This one right here, and I'm going to do 1 of those. And I do apologize if you're hearing my fan in the back. Excuse me. That's 1. Okay. And because I do have my fan on, I am going to add my embossing powder relatively quickly. Here's my spoon. Okay. Gonna grab my brush, get rid of the excess. Okay, set that aside. I'm gonna stamp the other one because I am doing 2 of them. Which 2 do I want to do? Okay, so I'm gonna do the 2 blues with the same image. And then the Coastal Cabana, slightly more green in it. I'm going to do that one with the image that has the more filled images. Okay. That's 2. And then I'm going to bring this one in. Make sure I do that. I'm not sure if I did it the first time or not, the second time or not. But I know I did it on the Night of Navy. So I had a very busy day today. Did everybody have a busy day today? Oh my goodness. I started my day with my my walking group, the Slowest Shell Walkers. And you guys, what we do, well, obviously, we are a group of ladies that all we do is, well, not all we do, is we walk. We walk for health, we walk for fitness, we walk to socialize, and just to conversate with each other. And this morning we did, I think it was 4 and something as far as the miles were concerned. But everyone is welcome. We do accommodate all levels of people that are walking. So we are in Austin, Texas now, so you would have to be in Austin, Texas to participate in our walks, right? All right, so I made a mess a little bit, so I'm gonna clean this up. Let's go ahead and put it on here. Also, if you are in the Austin area, next Saturday, I reserved some space at the Ruiz Library on Grove Street, or is it Grove Boulevard? I can't remember whether it's street or boulevard. I put the information out on the page. So if you are in Austin, and you between 1 to 4 Central Standard Time, and you are looking to meet some crafty people, come on out. You can stay for the whole time. You can visit. You can stay and come back, whatever it is. But we will be there from 1 to 4 p.m. And it is only, the space we booked is for 10 people. So definitely come and go as you please. Or stay the entire time, whichever one works best for you. Nothing is provided, so you need to bring your own supplies. This is not a class, it's not a tutorial, it's nothing like that. It really is just a gathering for people, just to find out who's in the area that loves to craft, stamp, and maybe try to see about maybe meeting up more often. So one of the tips that I always share when it comes to heat embossing is to chase the powder. Okay, if you've been heat embossing, you'll notice that when the powder melt, it goes white. So what I try to do, I usually would go like this to warm my melt my powder. But one of the things that I learned recently is that to chase the powder. So as it starts to melt, you'll see, and you can follow a direction. Oops. Like that. So it melts evenly and consistently. Okay? And you don't end up burning your powder. Okay? So we've done that. Let those cool for a second. And then I'm gonna grab my baby embossing machine, because the beauty of this mini embossing machine is that it will fit right here on this workspace perfectly. All right, let's grab my plates. I'm gonna need these out because we have some other items that we're going to need to heat emboss, or to die cut. Okay, so let's get this die cut out. Oh my goodness. This little tool is a beautiful thing to have in your craft room, right? It has a little magnet on there. So guys, when I've dropped a magnet on the floor and it's too dark under my craft space, I just whip this guy out and it finds it for me. I love this tool. This one I got at Harbor Freight, but you can find them in any hardware store, I believe. All right, so let's go ahead and put this down and get these die cut so we can move on to the next step. And I'm gonna put some mint tape on this. Just because I don't want it to shift. Okay, so that's number one. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. All right. Just now we're going to cut the rest of them out. Is anybody reading anything or watching anything new and different that they want to talk about? So my newest, what am I watching on Amazon? What am I watching? Oh my gosh, it's a an international show. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of her name. Anyway, it's about a young lady. She's autistic, but her her autistic gift is that she has the ability to like catalog crimes and things of that nature. So it's set in French, so I gotta be watching and reading subtitles, y'all. I generally try to avoid those types of things, but what is her name? Oh my goodness, I can't remember. I want to say it's Annalise, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat what the name of the group is, or the name of the show is. Just in case anybody watches international shows. I didn't know it was international when I started, okay? I did not. Nothing about it says that, or at least nothing that I saw. And so when I started watching it, and then all of a sudden everybody was talking in French, and I was like, yeah, this is probably not. But then I got hooked. I did. I got hooked. And that was the end of that, you know. All right, so we've die cut those 3 ornaments. Let me put this back on here. I know I saw, this one, they die cut in gold, those 2. So I'm going to go find me, I know I brought it over here, I just don't know where I put it, which is par for my course. There it is. And I'm going to die cut a couple of those. I need 3 of each. I need 3 of each for my ornaments. Oh, I want to go silver. I don't want gold. I'm going to go silver. Yeah, that's just what I'm going to do. Okay. All right, so let's grab 2 at a time. See? There we go. So we've got 2. So I'm steadily working on Christmas cards. That's 2. Let's grab another 2. That's 1, I should say. 1 card. Let's grab these off. And I'm gonna have to turn my plate very soon. That's one. That's another tip as far as keeping your or helping to minimize the warping of your plates if you kind of just flip them. Okay. Now when I flip my plates, I flip. Look, I generally will flip it. Where did it go? Okay, it didn't come out. That's why. So there's the second one right there. Here's this. And then I need one more set. Okay. I might do a couple more just in case I mess something up. Or I might need it for the next one. I know it makes a lot more sense for me to give notice when I'm going live, but really honestly and truly, sometimes you guys, it bothers me if I promise you guys that I'm going to go live and then I don't for whatever reason. So as a general rule, my preference is to kind of just, hey, just pop on. But I know that doesn't work for a lot of people. Their schedule, their lives, but I just, sometimes I feel like I overcommit in terms of my time and being able to do what I say that I'm going to do. And I'm one of those people that if I say I'm going to do something, I really do like to do it because that's what I said I was going to do. But sometimes time and things of that nature does not allow that. All right, so that part's done. So these are done. Let's just pop this over there. Okay. Then the other thing we're going to need to die cut is, let's see, what else do we need from here? We are going to need one of these and the berries. Okay, so now I'm looking for a strip of mossy meadow, or here it is, mossy meadow to the rescue. It's a good thing I was using some earlier. Yeah, I love it when a plan comes together. And we just need 3 of them, but so we're just gonna, oops. Oh no, that's red. So what we need is this one. Oh, it's not going to fit on that. Not going to fit on that, dude. No, no, no. I don't have any smaller pieces, so now this is going to be my scrap. And I'm going to share with you, right, just so that I'm going to make a couple of these about right here. And sometimes I do this a lot. I will go ahead and I will put that on there, and then I will cut 4 of them at once. I think they're individual. If they're not, then I'll just cut, it'll be 2 of them that I cut. Run it through a couple of times because I did fold that cardstock. And then lastly, I'm gonna need some cherry cobbler or real red, whichever one is fastest for me to access is what I will. So they are separate, so I did cut 4 at once. Okay. Yep. All right, now last is some red cardstock. All right, give me just a second. Let me go find my real red. Okay. Here's my scrap pile. Let's see if I've got any red in here that I would use for this. Something that's already trimmed down. Maybe. Nope. But I do have some red in here. You know what? Let me go to my real red scrap and see if I find a piece. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to cut up a whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock if I've got real red pieces. So this is, remember I shared one of the tips that I use to store my scraps? Well, look at that. Look at that. All right, so let's get this guy on here. And there's 2 of them, so we can cut 4 of them. Even though I think we only needed 3, right? Right. Now guys, I'm going to use this sheet of paper and I'll share with you what I'm going to do with it. If you remember, in the image, there is a piece of red cardstock that's running across the... So I'm going to use that to as part of my card. Okay. All right, I'm gonna need one more thing. Let's put this back. And then we're gonna start to assemble this card. Now I am gonna need one more thing because I did not do it. So I'm gonna cut a piece of basic white cardstock. Man, our mail guy is coming later and later. I just saw the mail truck, and it's after, what time is it? It's almost 7 o'clock, and the guy, he just delivered mail. I wonder what's going on with them. Anyway, I am missing a, here it is. So here we got that, and then I'm gonna need a piece of basic white. I'm gonna trim this down into 4 by 5 1/4. So how was everybody's World Card Making Day? I would love to see what you guys created for World Card Making Day. That's 4 by 5 1/4. So now I'm gonna get this embossed. I don't know what embossing folder they used. Let me see what I have that's relatively close by that I can just grab. I know I had one that was, well, where did I put it? I know it's timber. I don't want timber. Where is my snow one? Oh. Here we go. So I'm gonna grab, this is a retired one, it's called Snowflake Sky. I'm gonna grab that, and I'm gonna run this through the embossing machine and come right back. Okay. Yep, relatively even. All right, give me just a second, I'll be right back. So this happens a lot when I'm not prepared. And I do decide to go live sometimes just off the cuff. And, you know, just to get some stuff done. Alrighty. All right. So here we've got our embossed panel. You can see it. All right, so let's get this card put together. Okay, so we've got that. This, it looks like this is time worn is what they used in here, time worn. And I'm going to, I'm going to use this strip. And the reason I'm going to use it is because, one, it's already done. And we're going to make it work. So, so this piece is flush here. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, oh, I didn't cut the, oh, I did it in silver. And that's what we're going to end up doing with these. I don't know if I should do the, oh, maybe we do the blue in the back, the Night of Navy, and then the two lighter colors in the, I like it with this guy in the back and then the two blues in the front. I think I like that combination better. All right, so let's get started with assembly, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna wanna do, before I even think about that guy, is grab some our reversible, oh goodness, Grab our reversible tweezers. Yep. Get our liquid glue. And get this adhered in place on each of them. Okay. Adhere that. I'm going to do it one at a time. That way we build each of our, come on y'all. And again, the reason for the liquid glue is to give myself just a minute to make sure everything is in place properly. Last one. Now all three of them are on, and then we're going to add our little hooks. Okay, so our adhesive is going to go on the front of that. Now, if you don't want to use liquid glue, you can also use the double-sided tape, score tape. I don't have any tape that is this thin or narrow, so I'm using my liquid glue. One, because I do need, me personally, I do need that little extra time. Make sure I press that on there. And remember, this is, oh, I'm going to do that as well. I just thought about it. Because it is that glitter paper, it might not adhere so well. So I am gonna snip a piece of double-sided tape, not a big piece. And I'm not gonna remove the other side. I may not remove, depending on how I'm going to lay this in here. Okay, burnish that in there. Okay, that guy's not going anywhere, y'all. It's not. All right, let's get the others. Now we can also do adhesive on the back, like that, and then adhere whichever way is easiest for you to get it on there, but you have the option of putting the adhesive on the back of or on the front of, depending on which way your brain works in these types of situations. Okay. Now for me, I am also just going to add the double-sided tape as well, because I don't want it to go anywhere and I want it to be extremely secure. Okay. Okay, it's number 2 and one more. Now you also have the option. So I showed you 3 different ways, or I'm going to show you another way to adhere it. And then I will have shown you 3 different ways that you can adhere. Let's put that guy on there. Now there are benefits, pros and cons to each manner in which you adhere. Oops. I think for me the easiest, the fastest, of course, is the double-sided tape, especially as you're going to put double-sided tape on it anyway, right? But the most efficient way for me is using the glue, the liquid adhesive. That's just my preference, okay? All right, so the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to get started in putting this together, okay? And I am definitely going to use this scrap of paper. Now, it also has in here, I'm going to grab the leafy image because I think this is the only one that they used. And some Mossy Meadow ink. Put my pen back in here. Grab that Mossy Meadow ink. Now I'm using Mossy Meadow, and the reason I'm sticking with the Mossy Meadow is because this is what I cut the leaf in. So I'm going to stick with the Mossy Meadow in that instance, okay? And then I'm just going to randomly stamp I'm going to randomly stamp that image all over that minute piece of cardstock. Okay. Alright, so now all I'm going to get ready to do is, hold on, oh that's back alive here, oh, maze balls, is I'm just now going to go ahead and using the grid lines on here, go ahead and align this this strip right across from end to end. I tell you, even though I'm using the grid lines, it still seems crooked. Ugh, to me. This is why, if you get a handmade card from me, inevitably, it's gonna be off somehow, because my depth perception is what I'm gonna call it. It's difficult for me. It's very difficult for me. But It is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with having my signature not completely straight card. It's still going to be a beautiful card. All right, so here we go. Using that grid line as a guide, I'm gonna start and make sure the bottom is over there, and then on that side we're aligned over there as well. Okay, perfect. Well, we're gonna let that sit and marinate for a second. We're gonna build our holly berry. Go ahead and do that. Make sure it completely binds. All right, so what we've got is our, where are my glue dots? I need glue dots for this. Perfect. I need glue dots for this. And I'm going to use glue dots because in this instance, see, there's a rhyme and a reason and a time and a place for every single form of adhesive that you can use. There is a place for glue dots. There is a place for liquid adhesive. There is a place for, oh, I'm done here. Oh, I didn't realize I was finished. Well, that's not good. It's not. I did not realize I was out. I have to replace that. Okay. Well, my mini ones is what I'm looking for. Okay. So, let's get this guy. Oh, Lord Almighty. I just dropped it and I don't know where it went. And I don't want to die cut another one. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Laziness at its best is Caron. It dropped. Ugh. 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 See, and this is what, oh, and this is why I normally cut more. I forgot I cut more. They just didn't separate. That's what it is. Ha. Nope. Ha. I'll find them two later on. Yes, I will. All right, so what I'm going to do is just grab a glue dot, put it on here. Anywhere on here will work. Okay. And then I'm going to attach this one like so. Okay. Adhere that in. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my dots. Okay. Ugh. It's on the wrong side, that's why. So I'm wanting to pick it up like that. Add my dab of glue. Like that. And then add the berries. Like that. That's one. to, oops, okay, you wanted to stay like that, not a problem. Hey, however these guys want to stay, that's fine, you let them. And then last one. So we've got our berry built. Okay, and now we're not done yet, you guys. We are not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this off so everything has the opportunity to dry. And then on this one, and no, this one, and this one, we're going to do some stamping. Before I say that, hold on. Let me see if that'll fit there. Is it going to cut it out? Yes, it is. So that'll work right there. And that'll work right there. Got to make sure before you invest the time and the energy in it, right? And I'm just going to stamp All Is Merry. Now you have the option, and what they did in the image, right? And I'll share with you what they did is let's just plop this on there. As you can see, they just had Mary and Mary, 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 Mary across across the image. So I'm gonna do, ooh, that's what I'm gonna do. Right? So on one of them, I'm going to do All Is Merry. Right? Which one was it? Was it this way? Yeah, it was this way. Or was it this way? It was this one. All right, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do All Is Merry. Oops. All Is Merry. Grab that embossing powder on there real quick so that it sets right. Okay. All Is Merry. And then, you guys, the next one is just going to be Merry, Merry, Merry. And how we're going to achieve that is by using some masking. Okay. You could take the time to only add Versamark just to the Merry. All I'm going to do at this point is I'm just going to mask off everything except the Merry. Make sure I've got all of the Merry because I don't want half of a word, right? So I'm just going to do that. Then I'm going to ink it up. Take this off. You got to remember to take that part off, right? And then do Merry. All right. and then do it one more time. Make sure to mask off the all is. Add our Versamark. And then stamp up. Don't forget to take it off, like I almost just did. And stamp. Oh God, please. You know what? Let me. Whew. Let's get that in there. I should heat emboss it first, right? You don't really have to heat emboss it first, but I'm going to. All right, and now I'm just gonna add, because that all is there, and I just want to make sure that I didn't mess it up when I stamp the next Mary. Now, if you know anything about me, that's probably going to be crooked, but that's okay. All right. So it's going to be all is Mary, Mary, Mary. In the sample in the catalog, they just had Mary, 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 Mary. Okay? That's the only difference. All right. We are already, there were so many moving parts and pieces in this one. And it would have helped if I was able to pre-do a lot of this. But I've showed you several techniques in doing this live with you in this manner. Okay. Let that sit for a second. And then we're going to need our die cutting machine one more time. And then we'll be ready to put this one card to bed. And then I'm going to do one other one with you guys. And this one I'm not going to use the die cutting machine. I'm just going to make the card with just the stamps this time, okay? All right, where are my dies? Where are my plates, I should say, because that's what I'm looking for, is my cutting plates. Did not put them away, so there they are. So I'm going to flip my plates. Oops. And I'm going to put this right over there. Mary, Mary. Hopefully I don't chop anything off. All right, wish me luck. Okay. Oh, I think that went beautifully. Woohoo! Now I can get rid of that. And then get this one done. My all is. So if you are watching, don't forget tomorrow. Generally, I go live at 1 o'clock on the second Sunday of the month. I'm going to be adjusting my time. So I'm going to go live at about 12 tomorrow on YouTube for the monthly roll of the die. If you're not familiar with roll of the die is an event where I let these pesky little dies design our card for the day. It will roll whatever it rolls, and then I will have to make a card using those elements that will roll from the die. All right. Perfect. Oh my gosh, I did not do so bad. Woohoo! All right. Let's grab these out of the way. And then we can get to start putting this card together. Okay? Okay. Decisions. I don't think so. I was going to ask, I was supposed to do it on the other blue. Okay. Decision has been made then. We are just going to put this guy right in the center. Like so. And guys, there's no trick to how you use reversible tweezers. So what I like to do or tend to do when I do use them is I won't put it on the end and I won't on either end. I will tend to grasp whatever it is I'm doing in the middle, because if you have enough adhesive everywhere else, it will bond, right? So you don't need to make sure that there's adhesive in the middle. Whereas for me, the thought of my ends lifting is not something that when I create a card. So for me, it's more important that my ends bond more so than making sure that there's adhesive in the middle, if that made sense. So that's how, when I use reversible tweezers, that's the thought and consideration that I use as to how to grip it for it to do what I need for it to do. Now we're going to do this one again. And again, I'm going to grip in the middle. Now, you could also, even though you grip in the middle, you could make it so that you have enough space, so you have some bond in the middle. But as long as I am able, excuse me, to, let's see, make sure that's down, and there's the beauty of liquid glue. You guys, you can give a set of these things as is, as Christmas presents. And then if you want to, cut another circle piece back here to cover whatever you have back here and make that, or put a piece of white and you can write a little message on here as well. Okay? All right. So we've got that part done. We've got this part done. This guy's going to go on the back. Then we've got our All is Merry right there. And then Merry, Merry. All is merry, merry, merry. Just like that. Okay? Perfect. That's exactly how that's going to go. Now, I saw, let me not forget anything. Okay, so we've got some twine going on here. And I'm not going to embarrass myself like I did last time with twine, okay? I'm not. So what I am going to do is, Here we go. Found it. Is I'm going to wrap a piece of this. And you guys, you can do whatever works for you. This just works for me because I have no aptitude for tying bows. And so for me, this works marvelously the way that I'm going to do this right now. Okay? But again, as with anything, you can always do what works best for you. Okay? So we're going to grab a piece right here, like so. And rip it off. And then we're going to put the remaining piece on this side right here. Okay? Burnish it into the card. Oh, my blue guy's here. My blue guy is Amazon. Everybody's late tonight. I don't understand. It's not even Christmas yet. Alright, so let's get this part done. And I can't believe it's been over an hour and I'm not finished with this card yet. Oh. Alright. So what I'm going to do is this. Put a piece of my twine. Right so. Make sure that's in there. And then wrap it around. Oops. Like so. And that's because I don't do bows very well, okay? I do have a bow maker. That is how I do my bows the best, with bow makers. Okay? But in a pinch, what I will do is I will make a faux bow. What is a faux bow, you might ask? I will tell you. I mean, it is a bow technically. Okay. There's nothing false about it, right? Then all I'm going to do is put that through there, tighten this, remove it from here, and then tie another little bow to completely secure that one. And then our bow is done. I'm not going to adhere that one yet. I'm going to make sure the placement of my ornaments first, and then I'm going to put that one in place. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm just going to get my ornaments in place. So okay, and again we are adhering most of this to an embossed element, so we do need to make sure that we have enough adhesive to make sure it bonds perfectly to the embossed panel. Okay. Then we're going to put this one over here and down like so. And I'm going to use, yeah, I'm not going to use got it on there, you may as well use it. All right, we're going to come down a little bit like so. Make sure it bonds. Then I'm going to go grab some dimensionals on this one and pop that up. I'm going to make sure this one is like that. I don't want it to be straight. Well, it can be straight, but I want it a little off kilter. So that we have all is merry, merry. And then we're going to have this guy sit right here. And there we go. All right, guys, this is almost done. I am just, ouch, I'm just missing our card base. And it's not missing because I know exactly where it is. Haha. There it is. And we're going to grab this like this, and then our card will be complete. All right, y'all. Awesome. All right, so our first card is done with our, oh, didn't want to come off today. Keep going in one direction. All right, so don't forget, this month in October, we've got, Stampin' Up! Has got a couple of specials going on right now. We have our kits collection, 30% off all of our kits. And that offer is good through the, where did I just put my bone folder? I don't know. That offer is good through the end of October. All of our kits are 30% off. Y'all, kits are perfect, okay? What I love my kits for, what's going on here, is at the end of the day, when I'm traveling, I don't have to think about what stamp set what products to bring. All of the kits are pretty much all inclusive. Most of them will have everything you need. You have some that just assembly is required. You have some that a little bit of stamping is required. But you have all kinds of stamps kits, okay? So I do, when I'm getting ready to head out to my sister's or something like that, I will grab a couple of kits. Hopefully I'll get to assemble them all. When I go on my cruises, oh yeah, I grab kits. I grab kits because there are time on the cruise that you get to hang out and play a little bit. All right, guys, card number 1 is complete. I don't know if you can see it any better with this being off, but here you go. And this was cased from page 44 of the September to December mini catalog. I changed my colors just because I like blues, and they use some different blues in there, so I just wanted to change it up just a little bit. And feel free, when you're casing a catalog or a layout, matter of fact, I'm getting ready to put this in my layout book, that this is such a simple layout. It's a 4 by 5 1/4, a strip, and 3 different elements right here, which you can make whatever. You can make them floral elements, you can make them whatever you can make them, but you can reuse this layout with whatever products you have on hand. So that's card number 1. And we're going to get ready to do a quick second card. Very simple, very basic, using the same stamp set. So I'm going to grab another piece of cardstock. Let me turn this back on because I do need to see. And grab me some water. And I'm going to trim this down to, I'm going to see if I can make it work with 3 3/4 by 5. That's 3 3/4, and then 5. I think we can. Now I'm gonna make this one single color. I did blues, so since I did blue there, I'm gonna stick with the blue family, and that was Night of Navy, so I'm just gonna stick with Night of Navy, y'all. Just to have a little bit of consistency in my cards. Now I could use the same colors over and over again, the same Night of Navy, and I might very well just do that. Huh. I think I am going to do that. So there's Night of Navy, Coastal Cabana, and Balmy Blue. All right. And I'm going to keep them in the same order if we can. So, and we can because we're the ones making the card, right? All right. Let's hope I can keep these in a... Oh, this is what no. Because then that'll mask it off, and I don't want to do that. So, Balmy Blue's in the middle. And we did Balmy Blue with the leaves. So that's what I'm going to do. Make sure I got good ink coverage. So we're going to have Balmy Blue. Oh, please let this be even. In the middle, like so. I'm going to do Coastal Cabana on that side, and it might go off a little bit. So I did cut this down to 3 3/4 by 5, but a full 4, oh no, this will work. Sorry, my head's probably going to get in the way here because I do need to make sure this is somewhat lined up. Coastal Cabana. Yay! Y'all, you do not understand how happy that makes me. Yes! And lastly, we've got our Night of Navy. And you notice I did not clean the stamp in between, right? Now, why I didn't clean the stamp in between is because I kind of went from light to dark. I think I'm going uphill here. Yeah, I went uphill a little bit. Ugh. That's okay. All right. We've got our 3. Let's see, what else are we going to do with this? Then I'm going to stamp. Oh, that's precisely what I'm going to do. I want this to be cherry cobbler or real red. I'm gonna go with cherry cobbler or real red. It's Christmas after all. All is merry. All is merry. And all is merry. Perfect. Okay. So what I did with that, I'm going to keep it at 5, 3 3/4 by 5, but I'm going to trim it down. So this was 3 3/4. I'm gonna make this 3 1/2. Well, let's make this 3 1/4 by 5. And then I'm gonna go it's 3 1/4, so I want this to be 3 3/8, 3 3/8. 5, so we're going to keep this to 5 1/8. And then I'm going to bring in my Balmy Blue. That was 3 3/8 by 5 1/8, right? So we're going to cut this one down to, let's see, 5 1/4. Oh, perfect. So this was 3 3/8. So this would now be 3 1/2. By 5 1/4. Boom, boom. And then we need this to be 5 1/4, so this needs to be 5 3/8. By 3 3/8, I believe. Right? Let's make sure. What's this guy? Nope, needs to be 3 1/2. Okay, perfect. And just like that, guys, we have created, almost finished with this card, okay? But what I am going to do is I'm going to stack these. I'm feeling so thirsty. I went to, had an appointment this morning, or this afternoon, after I met with the ladies of the Fabulous Fun Friday Stamping Group, where we do our monthly luncheon, the second Saturday of every month. And right after that, I ended up having to go, something did not cut right. That's okay though. We're gonna make things work. I need to trim a little bit off of this. Just a little bit. That was 3. What did I do? This one is 3. Oh, it should have been more than 3 1/2. All right, so I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off. Hopefully, let's do a little bit less than that. Just a sliver. And make it work. Yeah, it'll work that way. Perfect. And will it work this way? Perfect. Okay. And so I chose the colors that I used in this one because they were colors that I already had out. And if I'm thinking sets, then obviously working in the same color palette works well, right? And then I did real red for the background here, so it made sense to do real red for my sentiment in here. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to stack this on here. Oops. did 5 1/4, right? We'll measure it just to make sure. Okay. Oops. So this is, yeah, this is 5 1/4. So we know that our white card base, our white card is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And I do pre-cut my sheets to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So when I do trim them down, I really only have a 1/4 inch to trim off. And I do that just to make sure that at the end of the day, I've always got panels ready to go. Now, in a perfect world, I would emboss this panel, but I'm wanting to keep this card fairly simple for you guys today. So I'm now going to go ahead and adhere this to this. It's okay. Seems like it's a little big, but that's okay. Why is that off? I'm not worried about it. We're going to make it work. Because our card base, well, actually, that's exactly what we can do now. Instead of, because that's off a little bit, we can forego this step and put it directly on a 4 by 5 1/4 card base, an A2 panel card base. Okay. Oops. My panel was not, my card base was not perfect. Okay. I'm just gonna go add some bling on here. Oh, something else too. Ugh. I know exactly what I'm going to add on here. I was looking for my bow maker. All right. So I'm going to make 3 bows. I think this is black. And then I'm gonna make 3 quick bows. Oh wait, I didn't put my bow on the other one. Ha! I'm like, why is that bow sitting there? That's why, because I didn't use it. Okay, I'm gonna try to make these very quickly, using the same process that I used before to make my quote-unquote full bows. And in truth, these are not that, these don't take that much time. So you can make them, if you know what your project is going to involve, you can make them ahead of time. Matter of fact, because I use silver and gold bows a lot, I could pre-make all of them and just keep them in a bag, pre-done, pre-ready to go. That way when I'm doing a video or any other project, really, you don't really have to wait and take the time to create them that way. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to do the same thing 2 more times. It is ACL in Austin. I mean, I'm not hearing anything. And I'm gonna go put that back on. Okay. Let's just put it in there. Whichever way it goes, it goes. All right. I just messed that guy up real quick, real bad. Where did you come from? Nope, not that one. Where did it go? It snagged on something and I lost the loop. So I've got to redo it. So we lunched today at Poke Joe's. Poke Joe's in Austin is here in, it's like a barbecue place. I hadn't had barbecue in a very long time. It was pretty good. It is pretty good place to have barbecue. But for me, I don't know. Let's just say, well, I didn't really get to sit and eat, so because like I said, I had my appointment that I had to go to, and so when I hit that appointment, you know, I was gonna have some lab work done, so I didn't really want to eat anything to like mess my numbers up. That's 2. I'm gonna have to go check my mail. Alright guys, don't forget to join me tomorrow on YouTube for the October roll of the die. I do roll the die live, so everything will be, I mean, it will be just kind of like tonight. We create on the fly based upon what the die rolls. I don't know what they will roll. We'll figure that out. We'll see that tomorrow, whatever it does roll. There is a color on there. Here's a color die, so it'll tell me what color palette I'll be working in. So I might use the All Is Merry again, the Hang and Ornament bundle. I might use something else. We'll see. I just got a new, from the pre-order for the online exclusive, I just got an order in. So I might very well just play with some of my new stamps tomorrow in the YouTube live or in the roll of the die session. Okay. One of the things I try to do with when I make these bows is to make sure that the knot is kind of centered. Is in the center of the mass, okay? All right, so almost done here. If you were able to join me tonight live, I do appreciate you joining me. I didn't see any comments here on Facebook, but if you are watching the replay, just indicate #replay, so I'll know. If you are watching on Facebook, just comment that you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube, comment YouTube as well, so that I'll know where you're watching the video from. All right. Let's make sure all the loops that we need, we can get rid of them. That's one. And then this is going to go. What did I just do? There they are. Oops. I'm going to put one right here. Whoops. Right there. I'm going to put one right there, and I'm gonna put one right there. Okay, so we've got a bow here like that. Here's my. And then you can go ahead and, depending on how you want your bows to be, or loops to be, you can go ahead and spread them. And I'll show you what I mean when I say to spread the loops. Let me cut that off. Try to get as close to the base of it as I can without snipping the. So then you can go ahead and spread your loops. If you want them spread, if you don't, leave them just the way they are, but it's up to you. And we're going to bring this down. And then we've got loop number 2, bow number 2. Like that. Oops, where did this go? Right here. Bring our legs down, our bow legs. Bring them down. And then make sure that's in place securely. You're going to end up trimming these because these are a little too long. Where's this guy? Where's his legs? There we are. He's hanging out. He's sticking up in the sky there. Okay. And then we're going to add our last. Okay. And he's going to go right there. So, loop, loop, legs. Okay. I'm going to trim this a little bit. All right. And so we have card number 2 that's complete. right, let me go ahead and put this guy back on because he needs to be on there. And I'm gonna spread these loops on this one. Like that. Just want them spread just a little bit. And then I'm gonna grab one more glue dot, maybe two, all depends. You can also use double-sided tape for this, you guys. And then I'm gonna add this guy like that. Okay. Okay. So here we have our finished cards for tonight. Hold on. Gonna move this all out of the way so you can see our two cards tonight. So here are two cards created with the Hang an Ornament bundle. Okay, it is found again on page 44 of the annual catalog. And I just continued with the color pattern that I had created from the first card. That way I have a little bit of consistency in what I was creating and working from. You guys, thanks for joining me tonight. If you have any questions about any of the products that I used tonight, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to assist you. If you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be more than happy to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I would love for you to be part of the signature stamping family. And guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are interested in learning more about becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please reach out to me. I would be more than happy to share what I know and to welcome you into the signature stamping team. You guys, on that note, thanks for joining me again. See you tomorrow at 12 p.m. as we go for Rule of the Die in the craft room. Happy stamping!